Drop. Drop.
This show is a live production of KlicKNet from iKwame.com studios at 144 Studios, New York City. Additional help provided by Adobe, supporting all with limitless creativity in graphics, illustration, and videography. The innovative world of Apple, Sure apps and products for audio functions, and by contributions to this YouTube channel from KlicKNettars like you. Thank you. Hey there, KlicKNettars. Good morning. Welcome to the second edition of live D23 coverage on FakeTV Box. I'm Kwame Alexander. We are live right now in the green room from iKwame.com studios at 114th Studios in New York City. And man, oh man, did we have a night last night. For the first time ever, Disney streamed the D23 Experience Showcase panel on Disney Plus, the Disney Parks blog, and even on YouTube. We've seen people live stream the Experience Showcase on their phones over the years, but Disney decided, you know what, our fans are so loyal to us, even more loyal than they are to Paramount and Warner Brothers, whose merger is full of poop. Why don't we live stream one of our own panels for them? And that's exactly what Disney did. We're gonna have everything to tell you about the Experience Showcase later on. But first, let's take a look at the D23 Show 4, which featured the Walt Disney Imagineering Pavilion. And you're not going to be disappointed by what I'm about to show you.
D23 has just kicked off in Anaheim, and while the big parks panel is still to come, the show floor is already delivering some incredible reveals. Every 2 years, Walt Disney Imagineering builds what has become one of the most anticipated stops of the entire event. A dedicated pavilion where models, concept art, ride vehicle maquettes, and audio animatronics give fans the closest look yet at what's being built around the world. This year's edition is called Imagineering Horizons, and it is, by Disney's own words, the largest Imagineering pavilion ever built for a D23 Expo. There are a lot of projects currently underway around the world, and Disney is expected to provide many updates regarding all of these. With the first previews, we've already gotten many special looks into so many of these, and while the big announcements remain a secret, there is a lot to go through, from Piston Peak at Magic Kingdom to Tropical Americas and Animal Kingdom, and projects for the international parks too. But for us, one display stands above the rest. Disney has given us yet another inside look at the Lion King attraction coming to Disney Adventure World, and there is a lot to say about what we've seen. Let's get into it.
Do you remember the first time you saw Spaceship Earth? That moment you walked through the gates and there it was, rising above everything, gleaming, impossible, real. We do, and we never forgot it. So we did something about it. Introducing the Spaceship Earth collection from Main Street Wonders. 4 handcrafted pieces inspired by the most iconic structure in theme park history. The Scribe, St. Phoenician's wholesome books. The Communicator, inventing the alphabet, start here. The Timekeeper, after 30,000 years of time travel, here we are, right on time. And the Beacon, a gentle beacon for your home port. Every piece handcrafted with care, every piece a little piece of the magic you never forgot. Because wonder doesn't end at the exit gates. Main Street Wonders. Wonders of history, discovery, and ageless fantasy. Find your wonder at mainstreetwonders.com.
Let's start where the pavilion itself begins its story, with the Carousel of Progress. Walt Disney's original rotating theater is getting its first major update in decades, as Imagineering brings it to the 21st century. On display are 2 brand new costumes, one from the 1960s scene and one from the future scene, giving the first real indication of how the show's aesthetic is evolving. Alongside these are 2 maquettes displayed at the same scale as those seen on Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Disney, plus a newly designed attraction poster inspired by the original. Carousel of Progress is one of the classic Disney attractions that can never disappear, but must be updated to keep being relatable with guests. And I'm very happy with how much care Imagineering is putting into this project, and these first looks reassured me. Excited to see what the future brings to this ride. Moving to the other side of the Magic Kingdom, 2 very different projects are represented. The biggest single model in the entire pavilion so far belongs to Piston Peak National Park, the Cars-themed expansion coming to Frontierland. Imagineering built a massive 19 by 19 foot model of the land and includes something genuinely significant: the first look at Piston Peak's second attraction. We've had concept art and maps to theorize about it for a while now, but a physical model at this scale tells us something different. You can see how the land works, how the sightlines look, and how the 2 attractions fit together. We've known for a while that the 2 rides would serve 2 different purposes. The first would be more reminiscent of Radiator Springs Racers through this mountainous terrain, while the other would be a flat ride to better fill the area. This confirms that the latter will be similar to Cars Wkly in Disney Adventure World, although placed in a much better themed area. We've also gotten a first look at a model of the vehicles for the e-ticket rally race ride, a rally car with dirt and bends, and it'll be incredible seeing these cars making their way around and over the steep hills of Piston Peak. I am very excited to see this land rise from the ground, and I think it'll be an incredible addition to the Magic Kingdom. When it comes to the second land here, Disney hasn't showcased much about villains, except 2 models of trees that will be present there. I expect a much more detailed look into it and its rides once the park panel concludes. However, this teasing pretty much confirms it. Over at Hollywood Studios, the Monstropolis section features a mood board filled with sketches and design renderings showing the inspiration behind the land's different neighborhoods. However, what makes this display particularly fun are the painted models of monster-fied versions of familiar city creatures with a pigeon, a squirrel, and a rabbit, each reimagined as if they live in the world of Monsters, Inc. I was expecting Disney to bring back the model showing the insides of the coaster. It's interesting this is all they showcased so far. Well, either way, when it comes to Animal Kingdom, the Tropical Americas display is one of the most important of the Walt Disney World section. 3 distinct elements are shown. First, the Encanto ride takes center stage, here with several audio animatronic figures that will become a part of it, including an amazing capybara figure. But most important are the ride vehicles, which might give us an idea of what the ride will be like. Well, first of all, they're absolutely gorgeous, being made of different items from Casita. However, what I find most interesting is that they appear to be a trackless ride system, similar to Ratatouille. I expect Disney to give us new details very soon regarding this major new ride coming to the 4th Walt Disney World Park. Close by is a new look at the beautifully detailed Mayan pyramid that will serve as the facade for the Indiana Jones retheme of Dinosaur. With the outside looking like this, I can't wait to see what Disney has in store for the actual ride. We also get to see a few of the sculpted animals that will be a part of the carousel in Tropical Americas. I think this land is truly shaping up to be an amazing addition to the park, and one that it desperately needed. Well, let's now leave Disney World and go to the West Coast, where 3 projects for Disneyland are represented. The Coco attraction gets a new queue rendering and a miniature replica of the statue of Hector. I expected more for this ride. I guess other details will be provided after the presentation is done. The Avatar destination at California Adventure gets confirmed, once again, after several rumors and speculation saying that it was to be replaced, with both a rockwork model and a ride vehicle model. The first is very interesting as it includes the monorail passing by its side. When it comes to the boat, it once again makes me think of Shanghai Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which uses a magnetic rail to control its speed, turns, and overall movement, adding a much more intimate and immersive experience. I'm sure this ride will be one of a kind and leave guests breathless. To finish off here, there is the Avengers Campus expansion. The expansion model is on display alongside a ride vehicle maquette for what is going to be one of the most technologically ambitious attractions Disney has ever built. If you haven't followed this project, this includes 2 rides. Stark Flight Lab puts guests in a 2-person pod that a robotic arm picks up and moves through a simulated flight experience, with Robert Downey Jr. reprising his role as Tony Stark. And then there's the Avengers Infinity Defense, a massive new e-ticket attraction that will combine countless possibilities into just one ride, as characters from all over the Marvel Cinematic Universe come together to fight a new version of the iconic villain Thanos. I'm excited to see any new details and updates regarding this ride. When it comes to the international parks, for Hong Kong Disneyland, Disney put a full physical model of the new Marvel-themed area on display, giving the clearest look yet at the Avengers Tower drop attraction and the surrounding Stark Expo buildings that will house it. Earlier concept art had already confirmed that the ride uses a Tower of Terror style freefall system with Doctor Strange, Thor, Black Panther, and Spider-Man all featuring as riders drop, with Asgard visible in the background. I wonder if the 3 different shafts will each provide a different adventure. The model really makes it easier to understand what Disney is going for here, with a large tower in the background of the land. Also included is an Avengers Quinjet. The tower will completely change the park's skyline, with a massive Avengers logo on the top. Shanghai's new Spider-Man themed area receives a mention, but nothing new is showcased, which is interesting as that's all that we have currently happening for the large Chinese park. Perhaps we'll get a new announcement during the presentation? We'll see. The Tokyo Disney Resort has received more representation than I expected, as it's completely owned and operated by the Japanese Oriental Land Company. Here, two projects are shown side by side. The Wreck-It Ralph attraction, where Imagineering will be expanding the world of Sugar Rush with new locations and created 12 original characters made exclusively for the ride, and the massive, completely new and reimagined Space Mountain, which gets a design model, a ride vehicle maquette, and a scale model of the attraction's new plaza icon. Tokyo is completely rebuilding Space Mountain from the ground up, and the new design model confirms this is going to be a fundamentally different and significantly more thrilling attraction than the one it replaces. The new trains look very futuristic and clean, and these feature an individual lap bar system. There have been rumors regarding other Space Mountains around the world. We're definitely keeping an eye on this. And that leaves us with Disneyland Paris. Currently announced is the Lion King themed area for Disney Adventure World, and Disney has put quite a bit of emphasis on this ride here with several models to look at. First of all, we have a black light study model, which is how Imagineers work on the visual language of a dark ride before committing to full construction. It shows the layout of the Hakuna Matata scene, the scale of the set, the way light and color behave on the space, and how the ride path moves guests through the experience. It looks incredible with a lot of set dressing in that iconic Lion King style. To the side, there is the ride vehicle maquette. It matches what we've seen in the past images from Imagineering. It's a log flume style boat ride with a capacity for 12 guests, with the distinctive Lion King design details we spotted on the scale model shown by Beth Clapperton. And then we have the beautiful Rafiki's tree as a physical scale model full of different details and paintings. This gives us a first real sense of what that landmark and the land will look like at land level. This display is a significant moment in the history of the project. The Lion King has been under construction for a while, the show building is rising fast, and yet Disney has shown almost nothing about what is actually happening inside. I expect several new details will be shared when it comes to the scenes, animatronics, and ride experience during the park's presentation. Well, the parks panel is still to come, and if this pavilion is any indication, there is considerably more to be revealed. I'll be covering everything as it comes out, so make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. This is going to be a very big weekend. Now I ask you, what from the pavilion excited you the most? Let me know down below. And now, as always, thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.
That, my friends, was the mainstream news providing a 15-minute video about the Walt Disney Imagineering Pavilion at D23. Okay, it's now time for us to recap. Well, I'm pretty sure like mainstream news probably told you everything, but I want to give you my perspective. Now, as it's been pointed out, models were on display at the D23 show floor, with models on the Piston Peak National Park, Tropical Americas attractions, and Villains Land in Florida. There was also models for the Avengers campus expansions in California and Hong Kong. A model for the Space Mountain Earthrise in Tokyo, a model for the Lion King attraction in Paris, not is Paris. Yeah, we didn't have time to change that. And last but not least, a model for the Avatar destination coming to Disney California Adventure. You know, I say my second favorite out of these models are the Piston Peak National Park model. And look at the details on the roofs. I really like that green color, and even the colors on the trees. And here are the ride vehicles for the e-ticket attraction coming to Piston Peak National Park. Obviously, this is going to be similar to the attraction at Carlsland and DCA, but in a much different light. This is the ride vehicle for the e-ticket Encanto attraction coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Here's what the model looks like for the Indiana Jones ride coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom. This is supposed to be the models for Villain's Land at Magic Kingdom. And they went into a lot of details with the evil trees, because the whole idea is supposed to be spooky. And now here comes the models for the Avengers Campus expansion at Disney California Adventure. And remember, the way it's set up, you have the Infinity Defense attraction and a little mini attraction, the Stark Flight Lab. Now, I would imagine that the device system for the Stark Flight Lab was the one they were going to use for the Avengers e-ticket attraction, because I still remember what they had planned back in 2019, but they changed it a little bit. I was really disappointed. But I think that the original Quinjet attraction was repurposed for the Stark Flight Lab. Now here's the model for the Avengers attraction coming to the Stark Expo at Hong Kong Disneyland. And remember, it's supposed to be a drop ride. This is the Space Mountain Earthrise model, and Space Mountain Earthrise is coming to Tokyo Disneyland. Here's the models for the Lion King attraction coming to Disney Adventure World in Paris. And here are the models for the Avatar destination coming to Disney California Adventure. Yeah, so that's the Avatar destination model, and here's some more. You know, it's kind of impressive, to be honest. There were rumors that they scrapped the Avatar destination and was gonna replace it with Zootopia. But looking at this, I think it could actually work in Disney California Adventure. Well, that's it for the show for previews. Now, let me tell you what I didn't see coming. What I didn't see coming was Disney announcing a collaboration with F1. Apparently, they're going to have like Disney themed F1 cars in the future. Another thing I didn't see coming was them announcing a new Mickey Mouse balloon, which is going to be seen in this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And as you can see, it's similar to the Mickey Mouse, which is on our thumbnail, with the hat and the red bathrobe. You know, as a Disney fan, I can't wait to see this in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And one more thing I didn't see coming was Glenn Close coming out last night during the D23 Disney Experience Showcase, dressed up as Cruella de Vil. And in case you don't know, Glenn Close had played Cruella de Vil in the live-action remakes of 101 Dalmatians in 1996 and 2000. I mean, she looks stunning in this. Absolutely stunning. Alright guys, it's time now to discuss all the announcements from the D23 Disney Experiences Showcase. The event was hosted by Neil Patrick Harris, who put on a performance last night like he was hosting the Oscars. Maybe the Oscars can use him when the award show goes to YouTube. Now, much like you, we here at KlicKNet were disappointed that Disney did not announce anything new. And by new, I mean, what I mean is, when is Disney getting a food park, for God's sake? I mean, I wish I could say there's always 2028, but I speak for everyone that the suspense is killing me, or us, whichever works for you, I guess. Okay, so here's some recapping. What was announced was a new season of The Imaginary Story coming to Disney Plus in 2028. Also, a newly updated Carousel of Progress will reopen late spring 2027 at the Magic Kingdom and feature the voices of Jamie Lee Curtis and Bryan Cranston. Cranston. Also, there's a refreshed version of the Remember Dreams Come True Nighttime Parade Spectacular coming to Disneyland Park in February of 2027. Man, I gotta avoid being tongue-tied at all costs. Furthermore, there's gonna be an updated take on the original World of Color Nighttime Spectacular at Disney California Adventure Park starting in February of 2027. Also, the Magic Happens Parade is going to return to Disneyland Park next summer 2027. And as we mentioned, there were models of the Space Mountain Earthrise coaster coming to Tokyo Disneyland. Last night, they gave new details about that attraction. They also announced that the Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain will be closed at the end of 2027 in Disneyland Paris, and will be transformed back into Space Mountain de la Terra a la Lune. Yeah, I did not rehearse for that. So also announced was a new look at the Avengers Drop Tower ride coming to Hong Kong Disneyland, a new look at the Spider-Man coaster and Fearland coming to Shanghai Disneyland, and the Avengers Infinity Defense and Starflight Lab are both coming to Disney California Adventure in the year 2028. And keep in mind, that's after Avengers Secret Wars comes out. So, in addition to X-Men, Ghost Rider, and Black Panther 3 all coming to theaters in 2028 after Avengers Secret Wars, we're going to get, or should I say California is going to get 2 massive Avengers rides. You know, they also said that some of the main characters played by Robert Downey Jr., Jeremy Reynolds, Anthony Mackie, and Chris Hemsworth will be reprising their roles as Iron Man, Hawkeye, Falcon, and Thor in the Avengers Infinity Defense attraction. Okay, moving on. The new names of the Tropical Americans attractions were revealed, with Indiana Jones and the Myth of the Jade Serpent, and also Antonio's Fiesta de Encanto. And check this out. The new look for the Coco theme attraction was shown last night, and you're going to see it later on. Disney also announced the Disney Believe cruise ship will be sailing beginning in late 2027, and a new class of Disney Cruise Line ships will be arriving beginning in 2029. There were new details on the Lion King attraction at Disney Adventure World, and new details on Wreck-It Ralph's Sugar Rush Street Rescue coming to Tokyo Disneyland. Here's where it gets really sweet. Here you see the new names and details on Piston Peak National Park attractions at Disneyland. Oh no, Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. First, you have Miss Fritter's Daredevil Spin Along, and the e-ticket attraction Cars Ridge Run Rally. Also, Monstropolis will open in phases beginning in 2027 at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and the Monsters Inc. indoor roller coaster will open at a later date. And now here comes the details on Villains Land at the Magic Kingdom. First up, you know what? No, I can't do this any justice. I can't. So what I'm gonna do is, wait, hold on. What I'm gonna do is show you a bit of footage from last night's D23 experience showcase. Now this is from the moment where they announced all the details on Villains Land, and I for one cannot get over this. So give me a few moments, because for some reason You know what? Let me keep reading the details. Okay, so first off, Villains Land will be just called Villains Land. I mean, everything else in Magic Kingdom has the word land in it, so it's smart that they're not going to change that tradition. Also, the story behind Villains Land is that a wishing round has been twisted by a very dark wish, and now because of this unfortunate incident, all the villains from all of the Disney villains, past, present, and maybe future, have come together in one very dark and spooky experience. And because of that, we're going to see an e-ticket Maleficent roller coaster. And get this, there's an e-ticket Magic Mirror dog ride coming. Honestly, I can't decide which one I'm most looking forward to. Also announced last night, and I've been real dying to hear this. It's going to be a reimagining of Tomorrowland at Disneyland. The details are still in the works right now, but I guarantee you that we will not be disappointed by what Disney has planned. And one announcement that everyone has been dying to hear is about a Figment ride coming to Epcot. You know, I must have missed this, but I forgot to say that the space of coming to what I mean is spaceship Earth at Epcot is being reimagined. So that's two big. There's two huge announcements for Epcot. I mean, I didn't think that they would announce anything for Epcot, but things were putting me wrong, Disney. And last but not least, the Yeti will return to Expedition Everest at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And here you see the moment when they announce the second season of the Imagineering story coming to Disney Plus in 2028. Next up is a closer look at Carousel progress. And like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis and Bryan Cranston will be voicing characters in this new reimagining. Here's the watercolor Nighttime Spectacular, the Magic Happens parade, and the Remember Something Something Nighttime Spectacular, all at Disneyland Resort. There you see the poster for Space Mountain at Disneyland Paris. I'm not going to even attempt to try and pronounce the subtitle. Okay, so moving on. Here are the logos for. These are the logos for Space Mountain, Earthrise, and Wreck-It Ralph Sugar Rush Sweet Rescue, both coming to Tokyo Disneyland. Next up is. Here's the concept art for the Avengers Drop Tower coming to Stark Expo in Hong Kong Disneyland. I mean, this is even nicer than the one they showed back in 2024. I mean, there are others, but we didn't have time to put them in this episode. Here's the concept art for the Spider-Man roller coaster coming to Shanghai Disneyland. Next up is the concept art for Avengers Infinity Defense coming to Disney California Adventure, as well as the Stark Flight Lab. And they also said that Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Mackie, and Brie Larson will be playing Iron Man, Falcon, and Captain Marvel in Stark Flight Lab. No, they also said that the Avengers Infinity Defense will be hosted by Ms. Marvel. Here's the concept art for Indiana Jones and the Myth of the Jade Serpent. Man, oh man, why did it have to be snakes in this attraction? Now here's the concept art for Antonio's Fiesta de Encanto. Nailed it. Here are the concept arts for the Coco theme attraction coming to Disney California Adventure. This right here is Disney Believe, which is going to feature characters like Woody and Buzz from Toy Story. Wait, why are they drawing on the ship? I mean, that's got to be illegal. Oh, this one well took me by surprise. The Lion King attraction at Disney Adventure World in Paris will have a Scar auto animatronic, and he'll be featured at the end of the attraction, recreating the battle between him and Simba. Now, believe it or not, I actually was watching the animated Lion King movie last night on Freeform. And that was just before the D23 Experience Showcase took place. Here are the concept arts for Piston Peak National Park. And like I said, this will be somewhat similar to the Cars Land attraction at Disney California Adventure, but in a whole new light of perspective. Here's a look at Monstropolis. Let me get it for you. And presto.
There come upon a broken, twisted wishing well.
Now,
Normally, a wishing well is a pretty happy thing. You make a wish, toss in a coin, maybe a princess starts singing. This is not that wishing well.
Yes. We wonder, what if a mysterious person made an evil wish? And what if that wish was so evil that it corrupted the well, broke it open, and infused the forest around it with the power of the well's poison magic?
Dark magic for grabs? I can definitely see villains going to be drawn to that.
Exactly. And one by one, they have come here to claim it. Several of your favorite villains, including Wkly, the Evil Queen, and Dr. Facilier, who you saw earlier, have used this land's cursed magic to conjure the perfect new layers for themselves. Everything they can wish for. The architecture reflects the style, humor, and fiendish personality of the villain that owns it. And whether it's by promising treats, treasures, or wishes come true, you can bet the villains will use everything in their power to tempt you.
Well, I'm sure they will. And frankly, I'm looking forward to seeing them try. Villain's Land is one of the most ambitious lands we've ever created. It's huge, on the scale of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and completely immersive. Everywhere you look, the villains have taken over. The architecture, the food, shops, even the landscape itself. And that's before we get to the attractions. You may have heard there are two major ones. And would you like to hear what they are?
Well, our first attraction is going to be a thrilling coaster experience. Here, you will encounter Maleficent herself as you race through the enchanted briar around her mountaintop fortress. We're excited to include elements we've never attempted before on a Disney coaster. Because, of course, if we're inviting the mistress of all evil to our land, we best not disappoint her.
No. And if Maleficent's mountaintop isn't dark enough for you, our second attraction takes you in the opposite direction, down, into the catacombs beneath the Evil Queen's house. Here, you'll come face to face with the magic mirror as he calls you to see things from his unique perspective on the other side of the glass. Once you're in this mirror realm through a mix of special effects and incredible physical set pieces, you'll be mesmerized by a whole array of your favorite fearsome Disney villains, conjured as only the magic mirror can.
Hey, Bruce. Hey, Caroline.
Is it Cruella de Vil?
Yeah, the mirror summoner. Lucky us, right, kid?
Yeah, that has been a real treat.
Yeah, real treat.
What are you waiting for, you sycophant? Introduce me, you morons!
Yeah, hey, Caroline, Bruce, meet the lovely Cruella de Vil.
I gotta tell you, I really gotta tell you that I'm a Disney fan and I did not see this coming. Yeah, it was really nice to see Glenn Close reprise Cruella de Vil last night. And now here's a closer look at the concept art for Villain's Land. I mean, all these look so amazing. There were rumors going around that the plans for a roller coaster themed after Maleficent or Evil Queen was scrapped, but thank God it wasn't. And it's obvious that the e-ticket mirror magic mirror ride will be boat themed. but maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be like a track list. Maybe the e-ticket Magic Mirror ride will have a track list system like Star Wars, Utopia, and Ratatouille. And like I said before, Tomorrowland at Disneyland Park will be reimagined, and it's about time they get that overhaul done. And like we said before, the attraction Spaceship Earth, that big giant golf ball at the entrance of Epcot is going to be reimagined, and they finally gave Pigment his own ride. One thing that has everyone talking is the fact that the Yeti is back. The Yeti from Expedition Everest at Disney's Animal Kingdom. We were able to get a clip from the moment they announced this. So without further ado, here is that moment.
I have one more piece of news that I just can't keep to myself any longer, okay?
What?
I know that roar. That's right. We're bringing the Yeti back to life inside.
What?
We're bringing the Yeti back to life inside Expedition Everest at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Fantastic news! Now, I know some of you have come up with your own fun name for the current state of our attraction. What was it again?
Yeah. Disco Yeti!
Disco.
Right. That's it. So, you know what? In honor of the...
I never seen the Disco Yeti before.
Very special to say goodbye to Disco Yeti.
Oh, that explains our...
Bye-bye, Disco Yeti.
And the mirror ball and hot pants in your dressing room.
No, that's just part of my rider.
I think we've seen enough.
Join us in welcoming the only legend big enough to help celebrate one of our biggest animatronics in style.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. All right, guys. Well, that does it for our 2-day live coverage of D23 2026. Thank you all so much for watching both live shows. And big shout out to Mr. Yeti. Isn't he something? So, one more thing. I forgot to say. What was not announced last night was no third gate at Disneyland California. Go figure. No second gate at Shanghai Disneyland. No second gate at Hong Kong Disneyland. No new Feeland at any other theme parks. And no update on the Avatar destination at DCA for some reason. Yeah, I know is that they didn't announce anything about Avatar last night. Hopefully they'll say something about the Avatar ride in the future. Okay, guys, now I can say, all right, that's our show. Thanks so much for watching us for the past 2 days, and thanks for watching us live. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so therefore you always know when to get new content on KlicKNet. Follow us on social media through Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, and the site formerly known as Twitter. Also, here's where you can follow us. That's Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, and the site formerly known as Twitter. And also, please consider making a donation to KlicKNet Productions' independent short film, Woody, New York. To do so, click on the GoFundMe link located in the description box of this episode, or you can scan the QR code right above me. In fact, someone actually scanned the QR code during this episode, so shout out to them. And a big programming note, as I said yesterday, the live 5th anniversary of FakeTV Box will be held Monday, September 7th on Labor Day. After all the work we've done this weekend, there was definitely no way we could ever pull off a third live stream in 3 separate dates. Oh, I hope I'm not losing my voice. Well, with that being said, I'll see you next time on FakeTV Box with Kwame Alexander. Bye.